Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today down in our basement. My name is Lucas, and this is Doing the Deal. And what we're going to be getting after today is unboxing and taking a look and hopefully getting the placement within our tents of our AirCube system by Growace. We picked up two of their kits. We've got the 12 site with the brain controller and the 60-gallon reservoir, and then we got the 6 site with the brain controller, and I believe it comes with, I'll have to double check, I got it over here, a 25-gallon reservoir. So what the goals are for us today are to get these open out of the boxes. We'll take a look at them, we'll show you guys, and start trying to figure out how to arrange them in our 2 boxes. We're gonna put 12 of them in the 5x10, and the goal is to run 6 of them in the 4x4. We are also going to keep our brain controllers on the outside of our tents to save space and to allow for more growing room within the tent. And we are going to do the same thing with our reservoirs. We are going to tap into our RO system that we already have and try to run a straight line all the way back over here to the corner where our head space is a little bit limited. Let's see. From our ventilation for our house right here. So that's what the goal is today. So let's go ahead, let's get started, and let's take a look at the controller, see what comes in the box, and then we'll take a look at the sites and see what comes in those as well. And then we'll get after trying to fit them and place them within our boxes for an arrangement that we determine works best for us. But with that being said, I am super jacked about these. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We will start with the brain controller and we'll go from there. So we see one big giant deal right out of the box. There is nothing left in this box, and this is it. This is what you get. So let's see what comes in it. We're gonna have a lot of fittings and pipes for our water lines. Here we have our barbed ones. We've got, there should be a couple of water pumps. I think these run off of 2 water pumps. Right here. Here's one right here. Here's the second one. Let's see. Don't remember what they're rated as, but there you go. Pretty good. Let's see if we can see. 25 watts, I don't know. We'll have to double check this stuff, but there are 2 water pumps. We got all the connections to connect our water pumps to the stuff. We've got, what else is in here? My goodness. Oh, here's our sensors, right, for the automatic floats. We'll take a look at that here in a second. We've got our instruction manual, definitely gonna need that. And then, let's see, if this whole lid pops off. We've got some tubing. That's what we need. We're gonna need a decent amount of it. Other than that, we got some foam. We've got our floats. We're gonna leave the piece of cardboard in there. We've got our ends, okay. Let's see here. Why are you wrapped around that? A lot of foam, but that's fine. You can see on the front, we've got our timer, fill cycle, switch, drain, fill pump, drain pump, right here on the side. It's pretty good. We've got some holes on the bottom for our water inlets. I guess you could do them on these sides if you want. We'll have to figure it out. Looks like we got 2 sensors right here and another sensor up in here. Let's see. All right, and this is the deal that they refer to as the brain. So let's set that aside. Let's pull out one of the actual buckets that we'll be growing in. Liz got 2 holes in the top too. Pretty good. Set this over here. All right, so with your deal, you get your bags, your inserts right here that will go inside of the stuff. More barbed fittings, which is good. And more pipe. What you have are these. They come in 6s for the whole set. Let's tip this box upside down. One second, we'll grab one of these bags and we will take a look. Okay. So you get it, it gets offset so that you don't get any blockage. Water's gonna come in here, drain through here. It is a fill and drain or ebb and flow. And then you've got these nice little bags that fit right down inside of here that you fill with your medium. We are going to run with Hydroton for the first time because we've used it before, we're familiar with it. Super interested in some other things. So this is what we're gonna grow with. This isn't too bad of a size. All right, you got easy cutouts along the side to run all your water lines. So we're going to flip the camera around, take a look at the overall space, talk about what our goals are, and then start laying all this stuff out. So cheers, y'all. All right, guys, these do come with collapsible reservoirs. So right away, you've got your collapsible reservoir instructions right there in the deal. This is right on top, so we'll have to see what that is. Please remove first. So we'll find out what that is as we continue to move and see what we get here. Couple of bits and bobs. Pretty good. I'm assuming this, some plumber's tape, that's nice, comes with some plumber's tape, some fittings. And then you have the collapsible reservoir and all of the legs. So bink, 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 bink. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm not really sure how I feel about this, but we'll find out. Let's get it. Hey guys, here we are. 1 60-gallon collapsible water reservoir assembled. Not too bad. The instructions that come with this are pretty good. I didn't notice them until after the fact, but yeah. There you go. That's really nice. Spigot at the bottom. Put one of your pumps in here. Put your other pump in the brain. There you go. Let's start laying these all out for the configuration that is recommended by Growace. So let's go ahead and get after it. All right, guys, we will start right here with our whole water filtration thing. We are on well water, and we dumped some pretty good money into our water system so that we can make sure that we have adequate drinking water, safe water, all those fun, fancy things. So yeah, this is where we're gonna start in. Here's the RO setup right here. Got some additional filtration over here as it all comes in. And this is our big bubble up radon stuff. Now, we did all the water stuff for family purposes and things of that nature, but it's gonna work very, very well for what we need right here. So our goal is to tie into this tubing right here. It is just 3/8 inch outside diameter. I think it's a 1/4 inch inside diameter. So we're gonna tee off of that. We're gonna run one over this way. We're gonna run a little spigot so we can water everything that we need on our trays here. And then the hope is to just run it all the way back around behind the grow tents, where we'll come over here, like I said before, in this area that we have limited headroom. We're gonna put both of our reservoirs over here, the 60-gallon somewhere, and then the 25. Probably have the brain controller for this one over here. And then the other tent, the 4x4, is not too far. So maybe the reservoir and the controller will end up over here, and then the other one will end up over here. But we'll have to see how it all shakes out. So from this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get unboxing them all and start laying them out within our tent space. So cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so far, all is good. Definitely a little time consuming, which I do not mind, but super impressed with these things so far. So you get a bunch of barbed fittings like this, which is great. This is a straight one. There's some elbows that I haven't used. And there's a bunch of T's, like here. And so you just put the grommet down in the bucket, and you stick your deal in it, right here. Comes with little grommets like this. And you just connect your water pipes from there, and you connect them all together. So we're trying to figure it out right here, how we want to do it in the 5x10 with the 12 of them. Probably 2 ins and 2 outs. That's what their instruction manual recommends. So we'll figure out how we want to do that. I don't know, one right here and a separate one here, or if it's like this and then this. I'm not really sure yet. So we'll figure that out here shortly. But we've got it all set up in the 4x. We've got our collapsible deal. I wish this had one more leg. I'd feel a little bit better about it if it had one more. You get one pump down in here, which is your feed pump. It feeds into your controller. You get a pump down in your controller that is your drain pump, which then pumps it back into your reservoir. There were 3 bulkhead fittings here. I took out 2 of them to run the lines. I'll show you on the bigger one, if we can see it. Here's one here. I took one out here, fed a line in. This one has 5 legs on it for the 60. And this is what we're working on right now. And then so you've got your fill and your drain. And then you get 2 outlets out of your brain. Ran them in right here. One in here, one in there. They're all connected, and then they loop back around. So the idea is that they just all fill up roughly around the same time. They'll all drain roughly around the same time, which is all controlled by this little bad dude right here. So from this point on, we're gonna go get the 5x10 all buttoned up, and then we'll take a look at both of them all completed. So catch you in a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are right here. We've got everything assembled. We are checking for water leaks in our buckets, in our tent, but here we have it right here. Ultimately, we ran 6 straight down, just stops. And we did the same thing over here. We've got an out here and an out here. They fill and drain through the same deal. I used up all my elbows. I've ordered more to make this a little bit more streamlined, but I used some of the leftover grommets in the lid, and I put an elbow here and here. To make it easy, we have our in, or our fill, and our drain. So that's pretty good. This thing's pretty not too bad. So let's fill it up. Start running our fill cycle. There it goes. All right, and from here, shoot the water out over there. We've got our electrical over here. If we take a look, they both come over here. Took out 2 of the bulkhead fittings here. All right. We're filling it up. We are only at about 35 gallons. This is slow as all hell. So we ordered another pressurized RO tank that we're gonna sit down here, predominantly for the 4x, which we'll take a look at as well. In terms of the tanks, I found that it kept leaking right out of here and the spigot that came with it. So what I did was use the cap from one of these bulkhead fittings that was up top here, and I put it in there to get that to stop leaking. In terms of the big gray one, I put the larger washer on the inside and the smaller, more flimsy washer on the outside. Here, I put another one right here. So here they are right here. Here's the 2 pieces of the bulkhead fittings that are up top, right up here. And so, I dropped it. Let's take this one off. It comes with a tool to take these off. But either way, they've got this nice little seal on it. And so I put that in there because that spigot kept leaking no matter what I did. Now for me to change my water, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get another pump, probably a really big one, and a hose, and I'm gonna run it right out of my door and into the trees when I do need to do my water changes, so I'm not overly concerned about this spigot at the bottom. So let's come back over here. Let's take a look. The float is super easy in this bad dude. All right, we've got it filling up. Here's our fill. Here's our drain. That floats just right here, slides up and down wherever you want it. Like I said, what we're doing now is we're just checking for leaks. I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not, but the one in the end is definitely filling up slower on both of these in series. We may need to add another little one to help with fill and drain, which is fine. We'll just put a T there. I ordered up some elbows to clean up these a little bit more and go from there. And then from there, we'll check for leaks. Get a cat fucking around in the hydroton. Get out of here. We're gonna put our bags in there. I think this is what our water level is gonna be. We'll take our cubes, we'll pop them in here, we'll fill it up a little bit. We may even dig down a little bit. Put our Rockwell cubes with our plants in them here, fill it up a little bit and pop them in. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna let this run for a few. We're gonna drain it, make sure it drains. And then pop these bags in and fill it up and set the height that we want. So here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We've got the AirCubes all set up in the 5x10, as well as in the 4x. It's fantastic. We've decided to run 4 in the 4x4. Everything we did in the 4x, we did identical to the 5x10. I know we're focusing on the 5x10. But we've got our plants in here, we've got our labels all set up and ready to go. So it's all pretty good. We're trying to figure out the whole timer thing. I think I got the time set, and we're gonna see if it kicks on here and does the deal. But yeah, here you have it. Super excited to see what we get from this. Like I said, we're growing vegetables. And then we will be growing cannabis in the 4x4. And we have decided to run 4 of them in there. So yeah, appreciate y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in and seeing what we got going down in the basement. If you liked what you liked, please smash that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the boxes below. And like always, if you want to continue following along on our epic journey of indoor gardening exploration, please hit that subscribe button. A question I do have for anybody out there that is using the AirCubes: do you guys use air stones in your reservoirs? I think I'm going to do so, but I don't know if it's needed. It just seems like something that should be needed. From this point forward, what we're going to be getting after is we're going to be putting our plants both in the 5x10 and the 4x4, which is over here. We'll have two completely different playlists for those, so if those are things that you are interested in, please continue and follow along as we see what we can produce down here in our basement. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend.